Hello, my dear students. This is Yanikisha ma'am, handling basic science class for you. Today, we are going to the next portion of our second chapter, that is life-giving water, and we are going to discuss about the topic, the earth abundant in water still, on page number 27. So, in the previous class, we discussed about water level. That is, we know that water maintains its level, and we know that water is a universal solvent. Then we discussed about the substance that sink and float on water. As we taking the example of stone, it sinks on water, and if we take a box, plastics, etc., it floats on water. And several objects that is floats on water, which we make use of these properties in learning to swim, holding onto a plantain stem, and carrying articles on raft, etc. Then we discussed about how to measure water level. The liter is the unit used for measuring liquids, and 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. So we are moving to the next topic, that is earth abundant in water still. You can see this globe on there. The blue color shows water bodies. That is, major portion of our earth is covered of water. That is, most of the portion of earth is ocean. 2/3 of the surface area of earth is water, which is double the area of the land. In this water, seawater is of 96.5% and pure water is 3.5%. But we know that even water from the limited pure water sources is getting polluted. There are so many ways that water is getting polluted. Some of the examples are given in your textbook, that is washing vehicles and bathing cattle in the river, throwing plastic wastes in water sources, dumping waste materials from fish and meat markets, dumping waste from factories, spraying pesticides in agriculture fields are the examples of water pollution. So, you have to find out more possible methods to prevent this water pollution. We have to save water, so we have to protect water pollution. So we have to work against this water getting polluted. Okay, so the next one is we have to know that how rain is formed. What happens to the water in the water bodies when it receives heat from the sun? What happens to the water bodies? Yes, it evaporates, isn't it? So, take a vessel. You have to take a vessel and put some water on that, heat it, cover it with a plate. After some time, examine the inner side of the plate. What do you observe? Yeah, there are so many steam. You can see so many steams there. That is water vapor. You can see that. So as like that is the rain is formed. The water from the water bodies and plants reach the atmosphere in the form of water vapor due to the heat of the sun. The water vapor then condenses, that is cool. The water vapor cools in the form of, that is, it condenses in the form of clouds and get cooled and comes down as a rain. So that is the method of forming rain. First, the water bodies get heated and form water vapors. Then water vapors condenses in the form of clouds, gets cooled and come down as a rain. So that is the two processes happen during rain, that is evaporation and condensation. Evaporation is the process by which liquids change into vapor due to heat. On cooling, vapor changes into liquid and this is called condensation. Okay, water, for example, we can take that water changing into water vapor is an example of evaporation. When we heat water, it gets into water vapor. That is the evaporation. And when we cool this water vapor, it becomes again water. That is called condensation. Okay. So, we have to protect this drain or this water. There are so many methods for conservation of water. That is, we have to conserve this water. Shouldn't the water reaching the soil in the form of rain be used in future also? Yes. So, what are the methods to be adopted to allow rainwater sink into the soil? You can see on your textbook page number 21, there are so many ways to conserve water. That is, one is you can see rain harvesting pit. You can make a pit for rain harvesting. Then you can make mud balls to prevent water loss. And you can make in mountains as like sloping land cuts into different layers. That is a way to conserve water. Then prepare basins around trees. You can see that picture. Then rainwater storage tank in houses and rainwater into wells also. Then silpoline water storage tank, etc. are the different ways to conserve water. In this rainwater storage tank, silpoline water storage tank and well recharging are some of the new methods prevailing today. So we know that the importance of water, and you studied the different methods for the water storage and conservation. Sometimes this water may also become villains, isn't it? So there is so many natural calamities occur due to water. That is floods, landslide, uprooting of trees, sea turbulence, destruction of agriculture, soil erosion, mudslide, destruction of houses and buildings, disease of rainy season, etc. are the different causes of water. So sometimes water make disasters also, isn't it? So you can see these pictures of floods, landslide, sea turbulence, etc. So these are the natural disasters, and you have to find methods of prevention and control of these natural disasters also. Okay, so in this chapter we discussed about the properties of water and how rain is formed, then how we conserve water. These all are we discussed in this chapter. Okay, you have to do the letters activity also and find the answers. Thank you, dear students.